This week, we talk with the executive director of ScareLA all about this year's Descend into Darkness. It's going to be very exciting. And we preview all the new horror films hitting theaters this Halloween season, this fall 2018. And there are a lot. Plus, there is a Halloween movie convention. I'm so excited this week on The Scare Guy.
Welcome to Popcorn Talk, featuring movie discussion, news, and interviews. Popcorn Talk. We talk movies.
What?
They changed it, yeah.
What are you talking about?
It sounds different.
It sounds awesome.
I was like, I wasn't expecting
busting
it.
some
Yeah,
ghosts
I know,
now. The party's getting started.
There's a delay on it this time.
Welcome. This week we really have a great eclectic group of people in the room. We have Laura Ivanova. She has returned from wherever it is she has been. This is her third time back into the studios here. Third time's a charm. Thank you for coming back. We can't wait to talk about ScareLA. We're going to talk about that right up front. Also, Ben's going to be taking us through the horror movie that will be coming out this fall. There's a lot of kind of crazy movies, and there's zombies from Nazi zombies, right? We just talked about this.
Nazi zombies.
Crazy.
We were talking about that.
And then Katie, thank you for returning back with us.
Yeah.
You brought a friend with us this week that we are really excited to meet. My name is Jim Frye. I'm the managing editor here at the conguy.com, but also on the scarier side of the conguy.com. It's the scarier side of the conguy.com.
This is the Scare Guys show. It gets confusing.
All
There's
confusing.
two.
This is the
One
Scare
has
Guys
vampire
show.
teeth.
I am so
it's
sorry.
It's the same head, but
This
yeah.
is the Scare Guy. We are the scarier side of the con guy. Thank you for joining us this week. Please subscribe to the show there. Please like us. Please follow us. Please watch the show. And tell all your friends how you had a great time here. Who else we have in the room with us today?
It's me, it's Katie, I'm back here, and I'm the cosplayer, costumer, just all-around nerd and lover of all things.
Horror nerd.
Horror and otherwise, so, yeah.
It's important to get that second syllable. She's a horror nerd.
This is true.
Yeah.
You know how I trip over my words here.
I'm Mike GDQ, longtime scare actor, local. I work at a theme park, scaring on a regular basis. So,
Fantastic. Thank you for being with us this week, man.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
And returning this week!
Returning this week after calling out sick, basically, the last two times. I'm Ben Kliewer. You can catch me on social media at BENKLIEWER. And on topic, you can catch me in the season finale of CBS All Access Strange Angel. And if you're not watching Strange Angel, start watching Strange Angel.
That's awesome. I'd love to hear more about that.
Yeah.
And who do we have on the couch?
I'm Cheeseman, known as Cheeseman on the Couch. You can find me on Twitter at CheeseOnCouch and on thescareguy.com. And our guest.
Hi all, Laura Ivanova, founder and executive producer of ScareLA, the Summer Halloween Convention of Los Angeles.
Yes.
Yeah. And we got Tony in the booth, Mr. Producer, who will be chiming in. I'm
Mr.
sure,
Producer,
especially during the
engineer.
movie portions.
I'm deucing.
He's deucing
He's
Tony.
deucing it up. No, wait, hold on.
They have a deucer in the booth.
Who's
now?
also
Okay.
the host of Horror Movie News. You can catch that here on Popcorn Talk Network as well each week. Laura, thank you so much for coming. We are so excited to hear about Descend into Darkness. We are excited to hear because there's like new news coming out every day from ScareLA, so I'm kind of excited about that. Everybody, we have 3 months less. Okay, do we have fewer than 3 months or less than 3 months? What is the correct way to say that? Less than.
I guess it could be either. I think it could be either.
I think in modern
Yeah.
American
Less
vernacular, both are acceptable.
Yeah.
Mad Max, if you're watching, or Derek, who is usually here, would definitely have an opinion about that, I'm sure.
Less than a quarter of a year.
But anyways, hey, Anthony, Mr.
Yeah.
Anthony, that first picture that I sent in, if you could show that one. That one right there. So I took this picture today. Today, the show is taping. Today is August the 6th. It is a picture in the store. A big ton of Halloween decorations are already out.
Well, just wait.
Oh, yeah.
Next week it'll be
job.
Christmas.
I know. This was,
There's already some Christmas stuff out, actually, yeah.
I was buying luggage today, and I came across this. I was like, "Are you kidding me?" I'm kind of excited about it, but anyways, before we get started into ScareLA, Ben, we have a whole lot of other conventions that are coming up real soon that you could tell us about. If you don't
All
mind.
right, here we go. We're going to blast through these just so we can get through them and save time. So here we go.
But they're important.
They are important, but yeah, we also our time is also important.
You know.
August 24th through 26th, Horror Hound Weekend in Indianapolis, Indiana. August 24th through 26th as well, CreepyCon in Knoxville, Tennessee. August 25th through 26th. That's one day less than the previous two. ScareLA ScareLA at the LA Convention Center.
All right.
August 18th and 19th. We're going backwards in dates here, Jim. I don't know what's going on.
I don't know what that was supposed to be at the time.
Halloween and Hunt Fest, Dallas, Texas, for all you Texans down there. September 8th and 9th. CryptidCon? CryptidCon.
Yeah.
Need to tell me these typos, Jim.
No. That's
Con.
I thought I did put a T in there.
There's no T.
Cripid.
So September, the CryptidCon in Frankfort, Kentucky. Katie, you were getting excited about
It
what?
says there's a Sasquatch hunt.
Yes,
Like,
there's a
that
Sasquatch
sounds
hunt
fun.
included.
What does that entail?
included?
I need to.
Fun fact about old buddy Ben, I believe in Sasquatch. I think it's real.
So do you want to?
I'm
go on a
obsessed with
Sasquatch?
Sasquatch.
I'm
hunt?
not going to Frankfort, Kentucky.
Hey, wait.
I don't have the money.
But it's
And
a Sasquatch.
For the
That's
record,
true.
Luke and I have a really good friend. He is a college professor here in Los Angeles. I will not give his name, but he took us out to lunch to describe to us his encounter with a Sasquatch when he went camping,
What?
and he fully believes it.
I believe
What?
Yes, and then we know another guy. He's a movie producer of a big. He's a director of development for a big production outfit here in LA. He has spent his life researching and fully believes in it.
I believe in Bigfoot. I really do. The Sasquatch, Yeti,
The hunt
abominable
continues.
snowman, adorable snowman. Okay,
Yes.
September 14th through 16th. Scarefest Horror and Paranormal Convention, Lexington, Kentucky. So another Kentucky one there. Kentucky representing the horror conventions. And also September 14th through 16th, Son of Monsterpalooza in Burbank, California. I think that's nearby.
It's nearby. It's right up the road.
Yeah.
Since we
could walk there from here.
Just about. By
Get
the way,
those ticks.
Take one of those
Cryptids.
lime.
I'm sorry.
No,
Get those
take 'em open.
tickets.
Cryptids, or like, is it cryptozoids, or how do you say it? Cryptids are like animals, like in the paranormal world.
Oh yes,
Cryptids.
cryptozoology is
Yes,
the study
they-
of things like the Loch Ness Monster, Yeti, Bigfoot,
Oh yes, I just spelled it wrong.
et cetera,
That's all
et
there is to
cetera.
it.
I got you.
And there's one I did not get on the list, and we were just talking about that before the show started. As everyone knows, if I had, sometimes I would almost love to change the name of the show to the celebration of all things John Carpenter's Halloween. But in lieu of that, I'm super stoked to find out that October 12th to 14th, they're having H40, 40 Years of Terror Convention. Where else but Pasadena, California, where the movie was filmed. And you said that you know the guy that's putting it on?
Yeah, I believe I do. So I'm may or may not be finding out more about it at ScareLA. We'll see. I've been
that's
trying to
good.
chase him down, so it's one of those messaging worlds right now.
The thing that's cool about this, I'll wait till let me talk about it right now. So it's organized by Sean Clark, and here's what's cool. He's the whole cast of the original. He's trying to get them all together, plus part 2 and part 3 and all 3. Nick Castle, the original Shape, Sandy Johnson, PJ Souls, like totally. That's that girl. It was awesome. Charles Cyphers, who was the sheriff. David Kyle, the dude who made out at the beginning with Judith Myers and then got killed. And the list goes on and on. John Michael Graham, the guy who got pinned up to the wall. Well, I'll put the whole list on. But anyways, you guys get the picture.
It's gonna be amazing.
But here's the funny thing. They have not been able to locate the actress who played Judith Myers. And let me see. Her name is Sandy Johnson. Not like she's missing. It's just like, they haven't been able to track her down.
She's missing, Jim. She's been murdered by the
She
sheep.
hasn't been seen.
She's not on
since the movie
social
was
media.
filmed.
She's not on social media, so she's not been able to be found. So they put out a message. Please contact them if you can.
I'm sure she's on the Facebook.
Oh, on the Facebook.
Under a different name, probably.
She's still on MySpace.
Anyways,
The real Judith
Yeah,
Myers.
MySpace. They've been around for a
Yeah,
while.
yeah.
She's friends with Tom.
this really excites me. I love that movie so very much. But there's something else that very much excites me, and that is ScareLA, Halloween's very own. Los Angeles' very own Halloween convention, now celebrating 6 years.
6 years.
This is the 6 years.
grown
Before
up.
we
Dude.
start,
Big.
Anthony, we have a little promotional sizzle video, if we can show right here. I think there's music, yeah. So for those just listening, we're watching the video of ScareLA, what Halloween convention could become. It started 6 years ago.
This August,
Thank you, Ben.
we change the rules again. Join us August 25th and 26th. The LA Convention Center for the world's first completely dark, fully immersive pop-up Halloween theme park.
Woo! Yeah,
ScareLA.
Good job, Ben. Good job.
That was awesome.
that was great.
I wanted to
Good
see
radio
monster
voice.
trucks with that voice.
Sunday, and also Saturday.
It's really cool. Come experience. SUMMERWEEN. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
With Gravedigger.
Descend into darkness.
Speaking of Bigfoot,
Oh, I know.
He's gonna be there in the dark.
I love this whole concept of the whole entire convention center.
Thank you.
I mean, the whole area being.
that's pretty rad.
I know, and it's really cool. So we welcome you to the show again, Laura. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
And before we start peppering you with questions, please give us the lowdown on ScareLA this year and what we can expect.
Well, it's a big year for us. 6 years, as you said. The first 5, I think we spent really shaping what a Halloween convention could be. But after our 5th year, I've really felt like, you know what, we need to kind of step it up. You know, it's been 5 years. We can't keep doing the same thing over and over. There's been other events that have popped up around the area that kind of follow now the similar format. And I thought to myself, well, when we started, there was nothing like ScareLA. We kind of came up with a new
I've never heard of
formula.
anything like it before, yeah.
So I said, well, what's the next iteration of that? And I went on my little soul-searching journey. I was gone for like a month and a half, and I really came up with the realization that, you know, it's really about Halloween, right? Let's go back to basics.
Yeah.
And what is Halloween? It's a night of crazy, immersive, screaming fun where you're just... you forget who you are. You're surrounded by monsters, not people. You're screaming, you're being screamed at, you're just unleashing a whole new you. And I thought, well, let's start with the simplest thing we could do is let's turn off the lights.
Yeah.
And the whole vision kind of unraveled from there. This whole idea of as soon as you cross the show floor threshold, you are immersed in Halloween. It's no longer August 25, 26, or whatever other date ScareLA happens to be. It's Halloween. And everything unravels from there. You're
So tell us what you mean by descend into darkness. What are we going to be seeing or be experiencing?
Well, first of all, for the first time ever, you're actually going to walk through kind of a maze or an experience. You're going to enter in the complete darkness, the show floor. You will walk through an interactive immersion zombie scare zone.
Oh, fantastic! Yes.
So that's going to be about 80 by 30 feet. It's huge.
Wow.
And some people will survive some and get to see the show floor, some will not. Their journey will end right there. We are going to have some of the usual favorites like the Slider Zones, but also this year our haunts have grown up. You know, we've grown up, they've grown up. So now we actually have at least 4 to 5 full-sized haunted houses on the ScareLA
Nice.
show
Man,
floor.
that's huge.
So-
Full size.
Yeah.
Full size.
Big.
yeah.
Because there used to be the smaller
maxi.
versions.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
mini,
the
yeah.
mini
The maxi
haunts.
size. Well, there's probably still some mini haunts,
Yeah.
but like the full
Yeah, there's a
floor
lot
size.
of mini haunts, more than ever, but we now
awesome.
have full-sized attractions, so you can really go through an entire experience with a storyline, with
That's awesome.
Wow.
different themes. One of them is kind of a nightmare sanatorium vibe. The
Yeah.
other one is a castle medieval, things have gone wrong. Then we have this more abstract butchery style attraction. It's going to be really interesting, so I'm not going to reveal too many
no, no, no.
details. But we also are going to have our first ever ride on the ScareLA show floor. We'll have a ghost train in 3D UV.
Seriously?
So you can put your little
moly.
glasses
Cool.
on and just immerse yourself in a little joyride.
Yeah.
And if you're lucky, your train might even get robbed by some dead cowboys on the way. We'll see. I was told they roam the area.
Cowboys.
Something the LA Convention Center has.
So,
Just-
like, let's just get the specifics,
Right.
the deets out of the way right up front.
Yes.
It's August 25th and 26th.
Yes.
Say at the Los Angeles Convention Center,
South Hall, okay.
South Hall. Okay, where can people buy tickets right now?
You can buy tickets at ScareLA.com. Mm-hmm. Very easy.
Fantastic. And I've seen them also like on some of the ticketing services that you see around town, like like the promotions, and so
Yeah.
they're all over the place.
We're all over the place.
Yeah.
You can find, if your deals are your thing, you can chase them down,
Mm-hmm.
or if you really want, there's a ScareLA code. It's 20WEEN, the number 20 with ween at the end. That's 20% off tickets.
Oh, there you go.
Hey,
right
nice.
here. Thank you for that.
Thank
so,
you.
Go get 'em.
So I know that I've got my tickets. Cheeseman, you
Yes.
got your tickets. So we
Yeah.
are going to be there.
you go.
What questions you guys have? Because I have a lot.
I can't think of any at the moment.
I have one more question
I
about the
have one,
blackout.
maybe.
Yeah.
So, like, I know, like, you're walking in, there's the big windows before you get on the floor. Like, is that all going to be blacked out too?
Well, no, you're going to still have the lobby, but
The
it's just
lobby's still
you're
gonna
going to
be
go
lit.
through
Okay.
this like dark vortex where from a convention center you're just going to
Gotcha.
gradually go into a place. So it's going to get weirder and weirder as you go
Okay.
deeper.
Oh, nice.
So
Yeah.
This is just the cosplayer in me that's curious. Is there going to be places where people can take pictures if they are dressed up? Like, or will it be hard because it's all dark?
Absolutely. We're going to
Okay.
have multiple photo ops all over the show
Oh,
floor,
nice.
and they're all themed photo ops, so you can take a picture with your setting for your costume.
And you've got something that's interesting. It's called the Debbie's Hollow. Wait, no, that's the wrong thing. Dystopia Rising LARP Zone. So they're gonna have a
LARP zone.
We have a LARP zone. Like, it's part of.
Katie just
Live action
No, I
play.
know, but like that's always what's missing at
Yeah.
Comic-Con.
Yeah,
Like,
I
yeah.
think that's awesome. So, Katie, what are you gonna be?
I don't know yet. I have to figure that out. I have other cosplays I got to work on, so it's all.
Can you tell us a little bit about the film festival? Because it seems to be broken up into all kind of different sections, but you have like a selection of films from the Hollywood Horror Fest, which is one of the largest in the world, which is kind of interesting. And then I've noticed you have a lot of the directors and a lot of the cast and things will be appearing throughout the day in different panels and things. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, we have a full 2 days worth of film programming that's going to be happening on the ScareLA show floor. As you said, many of the directors usually do Q&As or they're just out there for meet and greets. One of the sections that I'm particularly excited about this year is the Scary and Proud section, which is really focused on horror LGBT films.
Oh, yeah? Nice.
And that's I think something that really the community really needs to do more of is feature creators of all sorts of backgrounds, and I think that's something that we're very proud to premiere this year at ScareLA. So super psyched for that.
And also, so like, there's like a comedy horror section, I think.
We have funny scary, we have sexy scary, we have gory scary.
Yeah.
So you get a kind of chance to curate your experience. So each of the blocks kind of has a little theme around it. So if you're in doubt, check out some of the blocks areas and the screening section, and you can find something that's good for you. We even have like kid-friendly scary, which
Oh, yeah?
Nice.
That's cool.
Is there? I lost my train of thought for a second. I know in the past, like I went 2 years ago. I missed last year, but they did like the cat adoption type thing, where you could take a picture and like pretend it was your familiar and stuff. And like, is there going to be anything like that again this year?
Yeah, Kitty Bungalow's back,
Yeah,
and they're
okay.
going to be bringing the cats.
Yeah.
They're going to be doing a different kind of game this year, but
Yeah.
they will be matching you up with the right feline.
Yeah.
So you can. There's actually I've heard quite a few cats have gotten adopted at ScareLA. So
Yeah,
we're
nice.
putting kitties in homes.
Yeah, because I went in the like the little bungalow where they were like, yeah, it was cool. It was an interesting experience. My friend and I went in, so I was curious.
It's going to be fun.
Mike, let me ask you a question.
Yes.
As a scare actor, as somebody who is professionally into scaring, what type of things do you think you would most be looking for in a convention like this?
Most of the time, I'd probably go dressed up myself.
Yeah.
So I spend a lot of time just walking around, being creepy, and taking pictures with people, and taking in all the vendors.
What kind of costumes?
Last time I was at a convention, I was full prosthetic zombie.
Seriously?
That was a lot of fun. Yeah.
Because there's a
know,
lot
you-
of zombie stuff happening at this convention. I've
Well, we
noticed.
start with the zombies, we end with the the butchers. I don't know. It's always there. You got to have some zombies in there.
But have you done like some of the makeup schools and things as well?
I worked with a couple of companies that use me as models.
cool.
They would just throw on the prosthetics. Mostly, it's just waiting there until they're done doing
Yeah,
the magic.
and you have a lot of the makeup schools that are there doing all the prosthetics and
We
everything
do,
as well.
and actually guests will have a chance to get made up right there on the ScareLA show floor.
yeah?
So it's going to be
Cool.
pretty. Even if you don't bring up your costume or makeup, you'll get a chance to do that there. And it's funny how many people actually know.
Oh, yeah.
And I haven't even seen their real faces ever. In my life. You know, I've known them for years.
Probably walking right next
So
to
many people that I work with, I'll see them on a regular basis, and I'm like, who are you?
Who are you? Hey.
Yeah, we had coworkers that just worked Comic-Con as zombies too. So
Nice.
yeah, so
Now we know you're from somewhere.
Let me ask you this. Let me get next to my microphone here. Special guest. Can you
Oh, that was going to be.
Oh,
my
no,
question.
okay.
Go. I mean,
Cheeseman, why don't you ask?
You just said it. So
You just
go for it.
asked it.
I hate.
Hey,
sucking
who
all
are the
hair
special
out of
guests going to be? Is NSYNC going to be back? Is the boy bands and all the
okay, I
craziness
am
like last
so
year?
sad that I missed.
You missed it. That
That was pretty entertaining,
That was
actually.
awesome that
Boy
year.
bands and Halloween shirts. That was a sight.
That
I'd
was
be surprised.
it was the boy band movie. Whatever. I
The
forgot.
Dead Seven movie, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, have you seen it?
Yes, we watched
It's
it there.
actually like kind of like you can't stop watching. It was on in the break room at work, and all of us were just like, I don't know what I feel about this, but I can't stop watching it.
There was sometime this last couple of years you guys had that there, and that was really a cool panel.
Last year, I think.
Was it last year? No, I think it was.
Wait.
It might have
I
been
think
last year.
probably
Or the
2 years
before.
ago.
Or the year before.
Because they were at Comic-Con too that year.
I think it was
Yeah,
2
it
years
was 2
ago.
years ago.
Yeah.
2 years ago.
So, all right. special guests. What kind of who can we expect to see this year? Let me turn this
It's a
on.
long list, but I'll give you a few of the ones that we just confirmed earlier today. That way I'm not ruining any surprises.
Okay.
So, speaking of 40-year movie anniversaries, there's actually a 50-year anniversary this year, and that's Night of the Living Dead.
Oh, wow.
So, George C. Romero, the son of George Romero, is actually going to be at ScareLA
That is
talking
amazing.
about what it is to grow up on the set of one of the biggest franchises. in
That
horror.
is,
That's
I
awesome.
think it's so awesome. That is so awesome. I remember a few years back when when you guys were just first starting out, it was a great thing. But I was always thinking, like, oh, I want more of the movies, and you guys really brought the movies this year, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, I think we started with a very heavy kind of theme park haunted house.
And a lot of makeup
vibe.
and home
A lot
haunts and
of
stuff.
home haunts, and I think as the show grew, I really felt like we needed to showcase more of a diverse panel rather than having the same
Mm-hmm.
attractions do their same presentations year after year. There's only, they're going to reveal new mazes, and it's great to have an
Mm-hmm.
update, but ultimately you're not tapping into some of these anniversaries, some of this cool content, and
I
in some
love
cases
that.
more underground stuff that
Yeah.
you wouldn't otherwise know about. So it's important to do.
So this is the 50th
yeah.
anniversary of Night of the Living Dead. I did not know
50th
that.
anniversary. It's
wow.
really insane.
Well, and I was going to say, I think that horror specifically as a genre has such heavy roots in independent and small. The thing is, not any, but like a lot of horror movies can get greenlit or funded for very low budgets because people know they're gonna sell. There is an audience for horror, and so you have just a plethora of horror films to pick from, and it's one of the few genres in the world where the worse it is, the more popular it has the potential to become.
yes.
You know,
It's true. I was blown away. I even posted this one thing that I was like, it was like a text messaging horror story. So it was like somebody was texting, and then you can see the messages.
Oh man, and then
nice.
they never
And I
tell
was
you how
like,
they
nobody's
end.
gonna care about this, but it's kind of interesting. So I just posted it on Facebook. 2,000 views in just
yeah.
like an hour and a half just from our page. It was pretty mind-boggling. But
wow.
I mean, it's amazing how much eyeballs there are there.
Yeah,
I mean, how
Yeah.
much content.
people eat it up with a spoon, man.
I can't wait.
With a knife.
But George A. Romero, that's pretty spectacular.
Super excited, and he doesn't do conventions. He's not the guy that you're gonna find, signing on tables and doing kind of the usual rounds. So it's really, really rare and exceptional to have him. I'm super
Nice.
excited.
Nice.
Linda Blair is gonna be at ScareLA.
Nice.
So
Which
we
day?
needed, actually, both days she will be doing a panel, kind of a solo presentation on Sunday.
Oh, is she
but
doing a
she will
presentation?
be there
Cool. Nice.
both days, meeting with fans and.
Are you gonna serve
Cool.
pea soup on those days?
For those who don't know, she was Reagan in The Exorcist, 1973, I think, was when that movie came out.
Early 70s.
Scariest movie of all time.
I would agree so.
Many people think it is. Some people may disagree with me. What do you think, Anthony?
What was that?
What's the scariest movie of all time in your opinion?
Hereditary.
Hereditary.
Exorcist was actually my parents' first date.
It was my parents' date too. My mom was
Awesome.
so mad about it. So what was the first date?
Brianna refuses to watch it anymore. 'Cause
she ever-
You know-
she watched it one time when her folks were like, "You shouldn't watch that," and she's like, "F you folks, I'm gonna watch," and then she watched it, and then she slept in her mom's. She was like 14 years old, and she slept in her mom's bed for like a week after that. Her parents' bed for like a week after that, and she's
She
like,
didn't know
"I'm never-"
possessions can happen anywhere.
Right, exactly,
And it elevated.
exactly.
Have you seen it, Cheese?
Exorcist?
Yeah.
No, I haven't seen it all
So-
the way through.
I just watched it a few years ago when Halloween Horror Nights was doing the maze, and I was expecting to think it was terrifying because I don't like demon movies, and I was underwhelmed. But I know it's because I didn't see it
Yeah.
ages ago. When
The
I was a
hype-
kid, it would have scared me.
The
But
hype probably got ahead of
also,
it.
Yeah.
I found out the version I watched was the theatrical version and not the one that was released later on
You
that
should
has
see-
that has the spider crawl.
The
I
spider
didn't see
crawl.
that.
Yeah.
That
gotta
would
see
scare me.
Crab walk.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, that
that's
creeped
when you
me out.
stop.
I'm like, I'm done for the night. I'm not watching this and going to bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then it'd
gonna
be
watch it
scare
at like
loose.
8 a.m.
Yeah,
And so you
exactly.
you haven't seen
for breakfast.
You haven't seen
Exorcist for breakfast.
Past the spiders.
You haven't seen it past the spider walk, right? I think
No.
that's when you stopped. All right,
No.
we'll have to watch it.
Did you watch the TV series?
I watched the first season.
watched the
half
first
through,
season.
yeah.
Couple
We
episodes.
watched the full first season. I really liked how the full first season wrapped up, and then we started watching the second season, and then we weren't as into the second season. Then it got canceled. So,
All
Probably
right.
because of
Well,
that reason.
let's go back to ScareLA right now.
Yeah.
oh,
Sorry.
Talk about.
Oh no.
Any
There's-
other guests
a
we
long
should know
list.
about?
No, even though you were talking though about every year the theme parks come out and you wanted to diversify, it's still those are still some of the biggest, most exciting panels of the convention. And you have it back this year as well. You have one of the biggest ones, Universal. It looks like.
Universal's returning with John Murdy and Chris Williams, and they will
awesome.
be revealing a brand new maze. It's a maze nobody knows about yet.
That's fantastic.
So,
That's good.
First, they will be there.
I might have.
It'll be amazing.
No, don't say it. Let's not reveal it yet. Oh, let's reveal it later.
Well, I don't even know what
that's
they're
like-
revealing. It's so secretive.
That's like
They haven't
3
even told
weeks
me.
before the event.
A rumor
Yes.
came
3
out
weeks.
today. Hey, Anthony, can I show this picture number 2? We're just gonna. This is
Okay.
picture number 2.
This is on the internet. So
This is
we
on the
can
internet.
show-
We do not claim it's true. In Florida, somebody walking in one of the Universal hotels in Florida found this advertisement: Halloween Horror Nights, Stranger Things in the middle, but on both sides. One side is Halloween 4, the other side is Poltergeist. If those are there, I'm very excited because this is the 40th anniversary of Halloween, which means it is the 30th anniversary of Halloween 4. And the 20th anniversary of H2O. There's all those anniversaries.
Yeah, I've been like
That
emailing
makes you
them my
feel
guesses almost on a daily basis, and they refuse to tell me what it is.
Oh, we are not saying that this is a true photo. It may have been doctored. It may be completely fake. But that would be very
I didn't
cool.
check Twitter today, so I don't.
I've been looking
know.
for it. I couldn't find it anywhere. All right.
It'll be amazing.
That's right.
Also,
don't
we'll
know.
have a V Neo. So if many of you know her, she's created the characters that are like Beetlejuice.
Yes.
Edward Scissorhands. Scissorhands.
So she
Scissorhands?
did the makeup?
She did all the makeup and character designs.
Oh,
It's
nice.
pretty
Fantastic.
amazing.
Yeah.
So she will be doing a solo presentation as well, talking about it's a retrospective. She's worked on the Batman films. She's done the Penguin, one of my favorite characters.
Penguin.
ever.
Yeah.
Oh, Danny
So-
DeVito's
Oh.
Penguin is one of the best villains of all
Hey,
time.
Brad, you here?
Right, Brad?
Right, Brad? Danny DeVito, Penguin. But no, this is the 30th anniversary of Beetlejuice this year, too.
Wait,
so
does Brad hate the Danny DeVito Penguin?
it's an inside joke. I'll tell you
Beetlejuice,
later.
Beetlejuice,
okay.
Beetlejuice.
I almost dressed as Beetlejuice today, but I couldn't find my dress.
Oh, do you have that one?
I have
couldn't
a
find my
casual
dress
closet
either.
cosplay
Casual
as it.
Beetlejuice dress.
Yeah.
I love this.
I was gonna come in
Ed
the
Alonzo,
video.
celebrity magician. You've seen him at Knott's, drawing huge crowds. Patty Negri and a whole powerhouse panel of psychics, demonologists that have appeared on all of your favorite TV shows.
Look, there's you.
There's you.
And you
I'll
also,
be there.
Well, someone that I'm really interested in, I saw on your website, is it Ryan Turek, the Vice President of Feature
Yes.
Film Development for Blumhouse?
He will be there
Oh, wow.
talking on the panel.
That's pretty cool.
That's
Yeah,
pretty big.
That's
cool.
huge. And also the director of Hellfest, which is a movie which...
Hellfest.
It's a movie that we're
Speaking of theme parks.
It's a theme park movie we're going to talk about a little bit later. It's
Yeah.
a fantastic... There's one called Bloodfest, one called Hellfest. Is Hellfest a theme park movie?
Yes.
It's great. It's about like...
It looks great.
It's like going to Halloween Horror Nights and there's a serial killer loose during Halloween Horror Nights.
course.
Isn't that great?
That's like my biggest fear, because that's why I hate the guys with the chainsaws. I never get near them, because I'm like,
Are they real?
More you
one
know.
of those
You never
days,
know.
there's going to be one.
One of these days, one
Another one that
crazed
I'm super
maniac.
excited about is Trey Borzieri, who is actually the producer of Evil Genius.
On Netflix.
For all of your true crime fans. Have
you guys watched that?
My roommates watched it. I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's nuts, but things happen in life that sometimes surpass any scripted horror thing we can come up with.
Jake Busey, the son of Gary Busey, right?
Yeah.
The actor?
He's still
Yes.
talking.
Starship Troopers, The Predator.
Peter Spierig, director of Winchester.
Which is cool. That just came out this year.
Did you guys
Oh,
see
yeah.
that?
No, I haven't seen it yet.
I
With
didn't see
Helen
it.
Mirren? Right?
Yes, the Helen
Yeah.
Mirren movie, yeah.
And a lot, many
Many
more.
more. I said the
Nice.
list is very, very long, but like if you guys are fans of theme park stuff, if you're fans of horror movies, fans of any of that stuff, it is really, you guys have a very eclectic convention. That's why, and being here in Hollywood, I think kind of helps that have like the Hollywood connection here, because you see theme parks all over the world. I mean, theme parks. You see these conventions all over the country, and sometimes they can have some people, but like the collection of talent that is at this one, all the makeup talent, the production talent, the producers, and the theme parks that are here, it's kind of like a what do you call it? A blessing of riches. What? Embarrassment of riches.
Embarrassment of
Yeah,
riches.
there's a lot. Even horror puppets. We're actually going to have.
What the heck is that?
appearance from Puppet Master
that.
creators and stuff, scary puppets.
I don't
Um,
I don't
so-
like puppets.
I've seen scary puppets at MGM Studios when I was when Hollywood Studios was that. They had this like haunted taxi and they had these like puppet things that scared you and it was creepy. Puppets
I
can be
love
Puppets
scary.
are creepy.
I love puppets.
I'm also
Puppet
super-
clowns.
Puppet
Ooh.
clowns. There's some really creepy puppets.
There you
I
go.
love puppets.
Worse.
And then we also have a new host for our main stage this year, and these are Vander von Odd and Pinche from Dragula.
Oh.
musical. So, and
Oh,
it's not really a
nice.
musical. It is a television competition about horror drag, creating monstrous
Oh, that's
creatures.
cool.
It's pretty
That's
amazing.
dope.
Nice.
That's very cool. And look, I was looking here. You're having a Krampus parade.
Krampus parade, yes.
love the Krampus.
Krampuses will be there, parading, and
Yeah.
we'll have
A
what
zombie
else?
ballet.
Zombie ballet, slider shows. They are actually really stepping up their game.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like their new act is going to involve ramps and video, so
Oh,
they're
yeah,
going to be kind
yeah,
of
ask
interacting
about
with the
that.
video footage.
Yeah, because did they mention that? Like, I feel like I heard something about it, but the immersive bar lounge thing for Queen Mary, I feel like
Queen
I heard
Mary
something
is
about
gonna
that.
have
But
a ginormous footprint on the ScareLA show floor
Yeah.
with 4 full bars and a silent disco. And
Really?
actually, the guys who do the Alone experience in Los Angeles, it's one of the kind
Mm-hmm.
of immersive interactive haunt experiences. They're actually going to be doing a sound, 1 hour sound horror experience in the silent disco.
Oh,
So
seriously?
you can put your
Oh.
little headphones on,
Yeah.
and who the hell knows what's going to happen.
What do you mean by silent disco? Everybody gets their headphones and they're listening to
Yeah,
music.
they're
Yeah.
Bluetooth headphones, so
Yeah.
nobody else other than the people with headphones on actually knows what's going on. So
it's really entertaining to watch.
I've been to
Pretty
one of those in
amazing.
Vegas.
you're always trying to
Yeah.
guess what
Yeah.
they're dancing to.
Yeah, you
or-
don't know, and then like everybody will be dancing to one song over here and then another one over here, and yeah, they're weird. I don't know who thought of that idea, but they must like
amazing.
watching people just look dancing like an idiot.
Somebody whose neighbors probably complained too much for the
Oh,
party.
maybe. Yeah, that too. That too.
Come on over, guys. Bring
Now
your
is the-
headphones.
Keep it quiet.
Now, is there any VR type stuff?
There is VR. There's actually 2 VR experiences, Escape VR and Escape 2 VR,
Okay.
and potentially a few more that we're not ready to announce yet. But there will be, they're kind of mini maze, mini experiences.
Kind of
with
like
VR
escape
elements.
zone? Escapes?
Yeah, like a VR escape room.
Oh,
I
that's
think.
cool.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I did the one a couple different times. That one was a lot of fun.
We had the bus last year at ScareLA.
Oh, they did.
Paranormal Activity. I did one of those before as well.
I think it's called the High Desert Haunted House Escape Room is one that you're talking about. That's kind of cool. Rocky Horror Sing Along. That'll be fun.
I mean, that's kind of just a given. I feel like at this point.
you
Yeah.
have to have it. You have to have it. Do you guys have any questions about ScareLA?
Sounds great.
Sounds
Great,
like
thank you.
But so is there anything that we're missing? Anything? If somebody wants to sign up to, because I'm getting newsletters. People can go to your website and get newsletters for all the information, and they just go to ScareLA.com.
Yes.
Sign up for the newsletter, get your tickets, find out, because the thing is, I've noticed like every week there's something new that's being announced. And
Yes, we'll be announcing now even faster, coming closer to the convention. About every 2 to 3 days, we're going to be announcing new programming, constantly announcing things on our social media, so Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Stay tuned on all of these channels. Follow us, like us, hashtag us, and just keep an eye out. I mean, we're always uploading new stuff on the website. There's so much programming, it makes me dizzy. But it's
And the newsletter I got today, it said, "Do you have anything you'd want to see?" So you're still taking suggestions? Is that?
we are always taking suggestions.
Oh, that's awesome.
Even when we're full, we have thousands of square feet of space to play, and there's always room for innovative, creative ideas. And if it doesn't work out for this year, it gives us a lot of ideas for future
I have a suggestion.
years. Yes.
Go get the Michael Myers house from Pasadena and bring it.
Bring it in.
Oh yeah, that's
Just
no
rebuild
problem.
it. Yeah.
You can do that.
Careful what you
They
wish for.
moved it once, so they can move it
It's just
again.
they moved it down the street. I'm just
Yeah.
kidding about that one.
And
Leave it there.
parking's great there too. Like it's always been easy. You just park and you're pretty much right there. Where like a lot of conventions, it's a pain, but not there.
No.
And it's pretty affordable too.
It's not that expensive.
Yeah, I
the
think it was like
tickets are really-
$10. Or,
Oh, you mean for parking?
yeah.
I got a question.
Yeah.
Is there gonna be like horror themed food?
I was just gonna ask that.
Oh,
I know,
too slow,
very
bro.
good question, because that's something
Cast
that
big.
we've been missing at the show since actually it's a new thing we're doing this year. We're going to have a horror themed food area, so a
Are
little
you-
food
really?
court with multiple vendors with all sorts of types of food, savory and sweet, and they're all horror themed menu options. So it's you can just go
Will
binge
it
on
It's actually going to
inside?
scary things, themed drinks, and everything else, all inside on
Okay.
the show floor.
Eat your brain out,
Nice.
you know.
It's actually
So once you-
going to be called the food court.
That's funny.
I just want that
I do
on
what I
loop
can.
for over and over again.
I was playing with names today. I was like Gorateria or Corpseteria. I don't know. I was just, if you have any ideas, I'm trying to figure out how to name this.
We'll have to just
space.
hashtag name that.
I like the name of this
part.
one though. This is for one of your haunted houses, the Nightmare Ontology League Field Research Haunted House. That sounds very
Yes.
clinical. And
So Donald Gilson, who you might have seen in the movie Haunters, The Art of Scare, he's one of the haunters whose wife wasn't allowing him to scare, if you remember him. Very amazing, super talented home haunter. Well,
is he the one that created the haunted house that the really intense?
not McCamey.
Oh, okay, not McCain. Okay, good.
But McCamey has been at ScareLA, actually. He was there the first 3 years of the show.
I was there. I saw him. He got in a big
he's,
debate with everybody else
part of
on the
community.
stage.
You know, it's
Yeah.
a very controversial
Yeah, it
part
is.
of the haunt community, but I think it's important to have these conversations, right? What is a haunted house? How far is too far? And for a fan, knowing that, holy crap, when I walk through the doors of some of these experiences, it's not. I could get traumatized for real.
And can you just tell us real quick about the documentary you're talking about?
Yeah, I was
Because
going to
a lot
say,
of
I don't
people-
know what we're talking
Yeah,
about.
so Haunters, The Art of Scare is a documentary that's been following a group of haunters all over the United States for several years, capturing kind of some of their struggles with the experiences they're creating, the neighbors they're dealing with, the haunt widows and widowers, which are basically their spouses, and kind of
Yep.
how they're reacting to that. And it really kind of paints a picture of what really haunting in America is like, and what is a haunt, and or what is a horror experience.
It's
and
a real
trying to put
interesting
some
documentary, yeah.
definitions. Really interesting one. I think there's been a few documentaries that have come out in the genre in recent years, but I think this one really focuses on asking the right questions about what this genre is, educating an audience that may not know about it, and also giving a new perspective to people that are in the community about some of the attractions they're seeing and some of the behind-the-scenes struggles.
Real
And she-
quick, Jim, sorry to interrupt,
Yeah.
but what she's mentioning right now, the documentary, is actually on Netflix right now.
It is.
Right, yes.
Oh,
that's right.
cool.
Check it out.
It's fantastic. And she was referencing a gentleman whose name is McCamey. And we're not trashing him. That's not what I was doing here. But like she had him. The first time I heard about him was at your convention, and he was on the stage with a couple of different other home haunts. And he's kind of controversial because his is probably the single most intense home haunt you'll ever experience. People, they come out a changed person. Like,
Have you guys watched Dark Tourist on
I was just about to
Netflix?
say
Yeah.
that,
Because they have a segment with him in the last episode.
the final episode.
Yeah.
is,
What's it called? Dark Tourist?
Dark
called Dark
Tourist, and he
Tourist.
goes to do it, and like the release packet as it is, I think he said it was like
Yeah.
50
50 pages
pages
long
or
of
something.
release forms.
you get it way
It's like
ahead
a
of
3
time.
hour
it's
signing
3
session.
hours, yeah. So it's crazy, and I was like, yeah, no, there's no way.
Well, because describe kind of what goes on with his haunted house.
So basically, he basically wants to see. It's more of a psychological thing. So basically, he sees how far he can stretch someone psychologically before they break. Basically.
Yes.
And so basically, and he has to call the cops before he does an event to tell them, if you hear screaming, if you hear gunshots, if you hear this, it's all I'm doing an event.
But they
'cause
do
people
grab.
called the cops
They do
before.
grab you and throw
Yeah.
you inside enclosed spaces and
Yeah.
jump and they waterboard you. Basically,
Like a lot of stuff
Holy
is
shoot.
in everything is in the document. Like you're gonna get
Yeah.
strangled. You're gonna have stuff force fed to you. You're gonna. There's a lot of
you
Yeah.
can see
Face
this
blood,
going
for
on.
Yeah.
example.
And
minor cuts, bruises,
like,
all that.
everybody
So-
writes a safe phrase, but they have to sign whether or not like he has permission to ignore their safe phrase. Even like it's intense. It is crazy. Like I was just watching this little tiny bit on the Netflix show, and I was like, nope. I don't need to ever do that. Like,
And the thing that was so controversial, he was on the stage. He actually had somebody who had a cardiac arrest during one of his sessions, and what he claims is, it's a terrible thing. Did the guy die?
no one's died.
Okay,
apparently.
he did not die, but the guy was in very poor health before he came on.
Yeah.
And the other people on the panel were making good points, but like, dude, you're in danger of causing the government to come down and regulate the heck out of us to where we can't do things anymore because of it's a fascinating documentary. You should watch it.
Interesting.
But I think the panel is even more interesting. So we only have Laura for another couple of minutes. She is so busy that we have got to let her go, and then we're going to do our horror movies. Did we have any last questions for Laura before we let her go, guys?
I think that's it. Covered.
I would
pretty
just
much
say,
everything, yeah.
having been to as many conventions as I've been to, the concept of one that's entirely in the dark, I mean, obviously you're going to be able to see some things.
It's got the Halloween lighting.
Yeah.
Bring your own flashlight.
I'm intrigued to see how that turns out. I'm intrigued how you guys are going to deal with what I would call jackasses who want to come and cause trouble. But hopefully it's a good enough
Me too.
crowd that, like...
But you know,
I think
know-
everybody will be into. Well, for the most part, people will be into it.
Hopefully, there's
Absolutely.
lots of
Take 'em to the
smoke
taser
machines
zone.
too.
Yeah, there will be lots of fog.
Yeah.
And the community, you know, it's funny. When we first went to the LA Convention Center the first year, they sat me down with the security officers and they had this whole thing, you know, where I needed to come up with this super elaborate plan because they see what we are on paper or in pictures and they assume, you know, this is a hardcore crowd that's, you know, really dangerous. And you know, I told them, I was like, guys, 30-40% of the people that show up here bring kids. We love Halloween. We're not really, you know, we're not really chopping people's heads off. We just have fun with scary things. And
We just like the
It just
art
looks
of
like
chopping
we just
people's
like
heads
the
off.
art
That's
of making
Yeah.
it look like we're chopping
Yeah.
people's heads up. So yeah, it's a very fun-loving community. I mean, knock on wood, we've never had a problem or kind of a single instance of having to throw anybody out. You know, people just kind of know what it's about. So all of us are monsters and horror lovers. So I'm excited to.
You know, it's kind of like how is it that you describe Rob Zombie? You've described him before. The type of person he is.
He just seems like a cool guy that loves horror and just like super chill. Like he's not that's a persona he does like on stage and stuff. But I think he'd be like awesome to hang out with, just be like talking to any of us here.
Yeah, and that's most horror fans are kind of like that. They look ferocious, but they're chill, cool, easy to hang out with people. I mean, there's a room full of them right here.
He's like the Kevin Smith
Watch
of
out
horror.
for this guy. The Kevin Smith of
Kevin
horror.
Smith.
Yeah.
Before you go though, what is like the cost of tickets for people who are wondering if they're asking now?
It starts at $30, but if you use the code again, you get 20% off, and that's 20 Ween. Sorry, 20 Ween. The number
Cool.
20, and then Ween like Halloween. And then if you're really, if even that's too much, just do a Google search. There's a few discount sites that are also selling the tickets, so you can get them as much as 40-50% off potentially. So.
Fantastic.
Well, thank you.
I really encourage you guys to go to ScareLA. It's one of the best horror conventions around. It's so they have so much talent there, so much of the Hollywood talent, and hopefully we'll see all you guys down there. Lauren, thank you so much for joining us
guys.
this
Thank
week.
you.
Thank you.
And stay as long as you want, but I know that you do have places to go. All right.
I got emails
All
to
right,
check.
we'll be back after a brief commercial break.
All right, Ben. While we're doing our commercial break, I want to hear about this project you were just telling us about. You were in the last episode of what?
Oh, Strange Angel. It's a show on CBS All Access, which is their streaming service. What CBS developed basically to compete with Netflix and Hulu and all that kind of stuff. That's where you can watch Star Trek Discovery.
Nice.
And one of their other main flagship shows is called Strange Angel, which is about Jack Parsons, who's a real person, a historical figure in United States history, who was he basically started working to try to develop rocket technology to send people into space in the 1930s, and wanted to get involved with Cal Poly.
Poly,
I think it was Cal Poly, and but it's also. The show is based off the true story of how he was involved with developing rocket technology while at the same time becoming involved with Aleister Crowley's sex cult. So it's kind of this parallel story of his life, and of course it's dramatized, but he was also like Google him, Wikipedia this guy, because his life is insane. But so the show is kind of a dramatization about his life, and essentially I filmed a few weeks ago, but I booked a gig in the season finale, and so if you've been watching the show, it's only a 10-episode season. There are hour-long episodes, 10-episode season. I think we're 1 or 2 weeks away from the season finale right now, so I think you can, if you get on CBS All Access, I think they give you the first week or two for free.
So
You can,
wait till it's over and then
you
watch
can
the whole
binge
thing.
through the
Okay.
whole thing.
Yeah.
But
Katie's got it down.
yeah, I will be popping up there on that season finale, and so check it out. And it's a fun show. It's super weird. I watched the pilot and I was like, I'm not sure if I would just like of my own accord just be like, yeah, I'm gonna watch this show. But I was very intrigued by the pilot. I got hired for the job, and I was very intrigued by the pilot, and so I kind of kept it going. But yeah, So, but it's kind of along this spoopy kind of, theme here. So.
Nice.
So you can't tell us anything about your character. I mean,
I
if you want to never work in this town again, right?
I didn't sign anything, but
probably best.
I usually I'd say spoilers. I don't want to be spoilers.
No
And you did a
spoilers.
Doctor Who reference.
Spoiler.
See what you did there. So.
Well, that's awesome. Well, I can't wait to see that. Speaking of CBS All Access, did you see that Patrick Stewart is returning as
I did
Jean-Luc
see that.
Picard?
I didn't see
What?
any of the details. I just saw he's coming back.
Yeah.
Make it so.
Make it so. That's right.
Sure.
There is another thing I can pitch that we're working on.
All right.
Me and some coworkers, like this person right here, Mike. We have a small little production company that we're doing just kind of on our own, on our own time. And this week is a horror about camping. We spin a wheel and then we make a short based off of the categories that show up. And this week's is a horror about camping.
Oh, yeah?
And he's going to be in it. So if you go to the Bingeworthy Productions YouTube page, you can see all the projects on there, and that'll be up sometime next week, I think, or something.
I think Sunday.
So bingeworthyproductions.com?
No, just on YouTube. Just type in Bingeworthy
on
Productions.
YouTube.
Yeah.
They got a YouTube channel right now.
So like every week you guys...
Every 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks you spin the
Yeah.
wheel.
So first week they spin a wheel, they get genre and like
Topic.
general topic,
Yeah.
and then within the next 2 weeks we shoot it, cut it, post it.
So
Yeah.
this week is horror and camping.
Yeah.
And it's already written, it's already ready to go?
We're filming it this week.
Nice.
He
I
did
think
a
Wednesday
cameo.
is our
Yeah.
first shoot. So.
He did a cameo last week as Jason. So that was so it is horror related, so I figured I would mention it. It's fun.
Well, that's awesome. But real quick, and we're going to jump into the horror movies that are come up in the next 3 months. Can you describe to us a little bit about your career and what it is that you do?
Let's see. Before I moved out here, I did amateur scares or amateur haunts in Florida, and then once I moved out here, can't really say where I was working, but it's a big theme park attraction that we do every year, big Halloween event. So I was
That doesn't
scaring
narrow it down
them.
too much because there's a lot of theme parks
Yeah.
here in Southern
Exactly.
California. Yeah.
And most recently, I've been with the same company for the last 2 years in their kind of staple horror attraction.
All right.
Not to give anything away, but
Well, you're not hiding that very much.
yeah, but
but yeah, I scare people on a daily basis. It's my day job.
What's your favorite part about that?
Mostly the reactions of people that you wouldn't expect the reaction from.
Yeah.
Like the people that come in with the real tough guy mentality, and then you see them scream like a girl and drop to the floor. Or like the little kids that want to act tough with every single person in the attraction, and same thing, they're squeezing their mom's leg on the way out.
the people who leave leave it before they even get out of the line,
Yeah.
and you'll
Yeah.
hear them screaming, and you're like, you're in the line.
Our line is pretty scary, though. I gotta
Oh,
say.
yeah?
Yeah, so
Well, speaking of horror, speaking of...
Real quick, I just want to say, so you say you scare people for a living.
Yes.
Is it something like, kind of like, oh wait, never mind.
Wait. Is it something like...
It's kind of like scaring people
Yeah?
on a daily basis.
Okay. I'm just, because like Jim has that whole scare Jim
Yeah.
kind of thing, and just...
Oh my gosh.
We got him.
he even gave you like a warning, and you still got.
I didn't know what he was
I was like,
asking.
oh no, he's gonna.
Oh,
He's
gonna know
I am so
something's
slow on the
about to
uptake.
Yeah.
We got this thing called Scare Jim. It's
All right.
where this Joker scares me. And now it's Anthony who was on the show last week too. We had two
Yeah.
of them.
Yep.
All right. So
I
as
would
we
have known. I would have.
With my prompting.
We'll talk afterwards.
we'll talk afterwards. All right, that's Anthony. We got this new show we're pitching. It's called Two with Anthony. 2 margaritas in, and Anthony will really just kind of go to town. It's awesome.
Nice.
Keep that under wraps. They're gonna take that idea.
All right. So we are
It's
entering.
like drunk history, but
That's exactly what it is. So we are going into the Halloween season right now, and Halloween season here in the States especially is when a whole slew of horror movies are released. And so we decided to put together, from a variety of sources, all of the movies that we think are coming up that we could get our hands on. And Katie, could you talk to us and tell us what are the movies? There are 3 that are coming out August 10th. This is August 6th that we're taping the show.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable this weekend. 3 horror movies. What are they?
The Meg.
The Meg.
I know Luke is
Yes.
really excited about that.
Megalodon.
The Megalodon, which
Yeah.
who's
it's
this?
just the Meg.
The Meg.
It's based off the book by the same name.
Oh, there's a book.
Yeah, I had no idea.
Yeah, it was a book originally.
Yeah.
Called The Meg.
like
what's
the
his name?
sequel to Moby Dick.
Jason Statham.
Jason
Statham.
is starring as a guy who has
It's a
to
megalodon.
save people from a submarine that is down. I think it's like
He's really branching out. So instead of cars, it's
megalodon.
underwater. Yeah.
So it's like an underwater research.
no.
The transporter, the Meg.
Yeah.
And the
think it's
trailer
a-
is pretty amazing. The giant shark with that little bitty girl, and he almost eats her.
A megalodon is an actual extinct animal. It's a predecessor of the great white shark, but it was like 50 feet long or something like that. It was ridiculous.
I think the movie is 70 is what they're saying.
Yeah.
Who says
And then
they don't exist?
The second movie I think you're excited about, right?
This next
Slender
movie,
Man?
Slender Man, I'm so excited about.
So you're going to see that while Luke is seeing The Meg, right?
Yeah, you go see the Meg. I'm on to
Okay.
Slender Man. All right.
I'm saying the Meg.
Yeah.
And then Summer of '84, which I haven't
I'm
heard of.
actually gonna watch Summer of '84. I can talk all
Summer of
about this
84 is
movie.
pretty
Hey,
cool.
yeah, can you tell us about it, Anthony?
Yeah, so Summer of '84 is actually, as the title says, it takes place in '84. It follows 4 kids, and one of the kids is really into conspiracy theories and whatnot. And so he happens to, there's a killer going around in their little town. Everyone's freaking out. Can you believe this can happen here in this town? Yes, it's happening in your town. And so he has a cop that's right next to him, and he believes, he somehow believes, start to conspire that the cop, his next door neighbor that's a cop, is actually the killer from the town. And so things get crazy from there.
Do you think we have time for the trailer? It's only a minute.
Oh, I would love to show the trailer.
All right, let's see the trailer. It
You're
reminds.
talking his language now.
Yes,
like, you
here
know.
we go.
Well, I would like to also say something afterwards.
Oh, I'm
Okay,
sorry. I didn't
okay,
mean to
gotcha.
interrupt
No,
you.
after the trailer is fine.
All right.
All right,
cool.
here we go.
Here we go.
For a white male. Preferred targets appear to be males aged 12 to 16.
There's a lot of missing teen pictures, or missing little boys. Gunpowder pictures.
Just a little bit of info. This is actually being released this Friday in limited theaters.
Yep.
And also, it's going to be on August 24th for on VOD.
Oh, fantastic. Amazon.
This is reminding me of like every other 80s show that's out right now in 80s scary.
This is Stranger Things.
Yeah.
The music sounds Stranger Things-ish.
It's a huge sell.
So here's the cop that lives next door to this kid. He thinks he's a serial killer. And this was a big hit at Sundance this year.
So,
It's gonna be fine.
I love that joke. So Carrie, who was usually on our show, she saw this film at Sundance, and she is not able to be here tonight. I was hoping she was going to be here to be able to tell us a little bit more about it.
I got you.
All right. All right. Oh, good.
I mean, can I talk now? Or?
Yes.
All right,
Yeah, you can talk now.
so this film is actually directed by a trio of directors called, they go by RKSS, or Roadkill Superstar. They are the same people who directed Turbo Kid, which was a fantastic film from, I believe, 2015. And so this is their follow-up to Turbo Kid, is this film. They also featured this at Sundance as well, and it got rave reviews, and it proved that they're not a one-trick pony as directors.
Nice. Summer of '84. So, Anthony, you've heard nothing but good stuff about that film?
I've actually seen the film, and
Oh, you have?
it is
Oh.
quite fantastic. I really enjoyed the film.
Where'd you see the film at?
I actually got a screening ahead of time because tomorrow you'll see that I actually interviewed the directors for this film
Oh, nice.
on Horror Movie News, and it's going to be airing tomorrow at 4 p.m. And it's I interviewed them along with Evan T. Mack, is a fellow horrorite as well.
Yeah?
And so yeah, you can check that out tomorrow at 4 p.m. I'm not gonna, since it's a pre-tape, it's already been taped, but I'm gonna be in the live chat with everybody.
I think
Nice.
I know Evan.
Really?
Yeah, Evan T. Mack.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's
Tall
cool.
guy?
Oh yeah, super tall.
Oh, yeah. I know. We'll talk after this.
All right, August 31st. Ben, what's coming out August 31st?
August 31st, The Little Stranger. After a doctor is called to visit a crumbling manor, strange things begin to occur.
If you are a fan of, what was the show upstairs, downstairs, the big English manor?
Crimson?
No, the non-horror film that was on PBS, or not P.
What?
with all the British people.
That
Downton
doesn't narrow it
Downton
down.
Abbey.
Oh my god.
With all the British people, like a lot of things.
But like, if
there.
you're a fan of that type of very refined acting, this is like a horror movie for that set.
Okay.
Dope.
Yes. All right. Cool. What else we got?
August 31, Bloodfest. Fans flock to a festival celebrating the most iconic horror movies, only to discover that the charismatic showman behind the event has a diabolical agenda. As festival attendees start dying off, 3 teenagers, more schooled in horror film cliches than practical knowledge about neutralizing psycho killers, must band together and battle through various madmen and monstrosities to survive.
I think we're gonna. We'll skip this trailer. We do have this trailer there. I'd rather see the other trailers since we're kind of running out of time. There's one more on August 31st.
Boarding school. A troubled 12-year-old boy, Jacob Felsen, is sent away to a boarding school where he finds every kid's worst nightmare. A lonely, deserted mansion filled with other misfits and 2 menacing teachers who are clearly hiding a few secrets.
Have you guys seen the trailer for Boarding School?
I have not.
Yeah.
What?
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
I can't hear you,
Oh.
Luke.
No. There's
I hear you there.
no.
Did you switch headsets, Luke?
Yeah. Okay.
There you go. He's back.
Back.
Luke, you gotta tell me when you do that, buddy.
So for
Well, the
those who
cord
don't,
was too short. I was, and then all of a sudden I
Luke's been
unplugged
having the-
myself.
I don't want
and then the
excuses.
whole thing reclined
I
back,
don't want
this whole
excuses.
thing.
he's been having
It's
the
all
worst
good.
time on the. What just happened over there?
Wrestling
no.
the futon over there?
Yeah, it was like the scene in the movie where you're getting in one of those like James Bond cars, you don't know how to work it, and then I'm like pulling on things, and then the seat starts moving. And,
The whole futon went backwards, and he's like, "What do I do
but
now?"
I fixed it, but I don't know if this headset works because I may have unplugged something because I was kind of slightly pulling on it.
Oh,
but
well.
Sorry.
You pushed the
Man,
red
man.
button, didn't
I'll
you?
fix it later. Don't worry about it.
The thing that's funny about the boarding school trailer, it's kids get sent off for strange things to be fixed at a boarding school. Like for example, one kid he's 12 years old and his dad catches him cross-dressing. So of course he sends him off to a diabolical boarding school where they must escape before these 2 teachers kill them or something. I don't know. It's kind of a crazy trailer, but the Bloodfest. That Bloodfest is a kind of a cool idea. You know, it's a horror convention. You go to a horror convention and you get killed. But
It comes out after ScareLA, so is that the twist? Is that this happens at ScareLA? Just curious, you know.
we should have asked.
I know, I didn't know, but
Yes.
Documentary.
All right.
yeah.
September 7th?
September 7th, The Nun. Now, this is in the
Conjuring.
Conjuring
series.
universe,
yeah.
Conjuring Annabelle. Now, The Nun. When a young nun at a cloistered abbey in Romania takes her own life, a priest with a haunted past and a novitiate.
Someone becoming a nun, I think.
Okay. Oh, a novitiate
Yeah.
on the threshold of her final vows are sent by the Vatican to investigate. Together, they uncover the order's unholy secret.
Dun 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 dun. Now, are you guys are familiar with the Conjuring universe? It's like
I've never actually watched it, and I've got it. I think I have the first one on my Netflix or Hulu queue.
I do too.
I
Yeah,
saw the first 15
and-
minutes again.
and I need to go watch
But
it
we didn't
because
finish
I've
it for
heard it's
some reason.
brilliant.
Hard
The
pass.
first one is very, very scary. The second one I started watching, and that's very scary. Annabelle, I heard it was pretty. Did you see
No,
Annabelle?
I won't. I don't like dolls. I don't like dolls. Like, no.
No dolls?
No. Oh man, I saw the thing at the WB prop house, and I was like,
You're like, no.
So,
nope.
What,
so
Anthony?
I saw Annabelle.
Yeah?
And then I didn't realize I saw Annabelle, and so I rented it again. And then I saw like 10 minutes. I was like, oh, I saw this movie. That's how forgettable Annabelle is.
So
Cool story, bro.
What's interesting though, if you go on the Jake, who was here last week, if you go on the Warner Brothers Halloween tour that they're going to have this year, Annabelle and is going to be there. They're going to have a nun maze, so it's kind of cool. So
Yeah.
Scary nice.
all right, next. This is a movie that is okay.
I'm super stoked about this
Yes,
one.
tell us
'cause
about it.
I love the Alien.
There you go.
Was
That's
not
awesome.
expecting that. So yeah.
Was
okay.
that you, Cheeseman?
He's a walking sound machine.
Are you serious? I thought that was just a canned sound effect somebody played. Oh, that's awesome.
That's pretty cool.
I love that so
Halloween.
much.
There we go.
I love the Alien and Predator universe films.
Yep.
I love the individual films. I love the combination films. So I'm stoked for September 14th, The Predator. From the outer reaches of space to the small town streets of suburbia, the hunt comes home. Now the universe's most lethal hunters are stronger, smarter, and deadlier than ever before, having genetically upgraded themselves with DNA from other species. When a young boy accidentally triggers their return to Earth, only a ragtag crew of ex-soldiers and Olivia Munn and a disgruntled science teacher can prevent the end of the human race.
Always a science
Shane
teacher.
Black.
Shane Black,
Shane
who
Black.
was an actor in the original movie.
Oh, nice.
Yes, and he's,
I'm super
and
stoked.
he's the director, right?
Director, yeah.
Wait,
He's got to bring Arnold back.
mother. Oh,
Yeah, he's got to bring Arnold back.
Katie's excited about the next one. Katie, what is
go
this?
for it, Katie.
Patient Zero, which automatically already sounds really great. A super virus has turned humankind into highly intelligent, streamlined killers, and I don't
Asymptomatic.
Thank you.
He doesn't get the symptoms.
victim, but apparently it's Matt Smith. And
Yep.
so if you're a
Doctor Who.
Whovian, you're just like, you're going to see this anyway. Who can communicate with the infected must lead the last survivors on a hunt for Patient Zero and a cure.
All right, this is a movie I have not heard about. Were you familiar with this movie?
I read about it today and I watched the trailer.
All right.
It looked pretty cool.
It does look kind of cool, yeah.
Is that Tucci? Stanley Tucci in there? Yeah.
Is he?
Yeah,
Dude,
it is. Yeah.
I love Stanley
Yeah.
Tucci.
No, he's
I
great.
don't know
Yeah,
that.
As soon as I saw that, I was like, oh.
It's a pretty damn good cast.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Tucci's hecka awesome.
All right.
I'm down.
Instead of talking about Mandy, September 14th, let's watch the trailer for Mandy, The Return of Nicolas Cage.
That's what's got me a little bit.
Surprisingly, the most excited film. Right?
Oh, I'm so excited about this
It
film.
looks
I
great.
haven't seen
It
this
looks
trailer.
so weird.
I have no
trippy.
idea. I don't even know what this
Crazy,
is. So.
Crazy Cage is
cut-
a
There he
lot more
is.
Crazy Cage.
So Cage and his co-star sitting around a fire. I love how it feels so 70s trippy. Yeah.
This is from the same director that did Beyond the Black Serpent.
Yes.
I mean, Beyond the
Beyond
Black Rainbow. Sorry.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he loves red.
Something Cosmatos, I believe.
Oh, watch! Look at this.
I think it's like Luca Cosmatos.
Something like that.
I'll look it up.
Look at all the red tones of this. Thanos.
Thanos, yeah.
Cosmos.
Thanos,
yeah.
Cosmatos.
Thanos directed this? What?
Just one snap. This is the other side of that snap. Is what
Yeah.
it is. Look at it all. It looks like it.
Wow.
His style's really cool, though. He's
style's,
He's
dude.
got like a
Yeah.
real vivid, eerie kind of vibe.
I mean, yeah,
Like
look at-
hardcore color theory. I love it.
Yeah.
Oh.
You're a special one, Mandy.
I just love that this is Nicolas Cage at his trippy best.
The quiet life of devoted couple rat.
Very special.
They need to make a horror movie called Cage.
Wait. Who is that? Oh, a horror movie called Cage.
Yeah.
Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas
Gives a-
Cage.
It's like The
In a
Shining with
cage.
Nicolas Cage
Put
chasing
the
you around
bunny
the
back
house.
in the box.
So what you gonna do with that, man?
Put the bunny back.
So he's got some kind of secret blade weapon.
Took my hand.
That he forged. He forged.
Totally uncompromising vision. Insanely violent and ethereally
Yeah,
beautiful.
this movie looks insane.
Look at this.
With more blues and
It's
more
super
reds.
70s. I love it.
Yeah.
Is there even animation there? It exists in its own dimension. We're reading the reviews, by the way.
Yes.
Astonishing. This is magical.
Was that
Unforgettable.
a tiger?
There was a
There's a
tiger.
There's a freaking tiger? Okay.
I can't read
I
that.
mean, as if Nick Cage wasn't enough.
Yeah.
We have a tiger.
If you're not watching if you haven't seen the trailer, go to YouTube and look for the trailer to Mandy with Nicolas Cage right now.
I'm excited.
Dang, that looks good.
Yeah.
Golly, what, it just is so. Oh,
Oh, check this out.
Wait.
I love this.
fighting with chainsaws.
Chainsaw fight.
Like a 3-foot
6 foot,
chainsaw?
yeah.
That was huge.
Oh my gosh. Do those things
The
exist?
giant chainsaw.
So, does it even, do we need to say anything else?
I don't really think so.
Just
That
watch the
looks
trailer.
Pretty, yeah.
Watch the trailer. You will be there. That's going to be great. All right, what's after that?
September 21, the house with a clock in its
Ben,
walls.
can I just say something?
Yes.
If the guy who does all the in the world
In
ever
the
retires,
world.
that is your job.
All
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
All right.
10-year-old Lewis goes to live with his uncle in a creaky old house that contains a mysterious tick-tock noise. When Lewis accidentally awakens the dead, the town's sleepy facade magically springs to life with a secret world of witches and warlocks.
Jodie Foster's in this. Right? Is this the Jodie Foster movie?
No, I saw the trailer for this one.
I'm completely wrong.
It's the one
Kate
Jack Black?
Blanchett.
Kate Blanchett.
Not the
Jack
same
Black.
person at all.
Kyle
No.
McLaughlin.
White people all look the same.
What is that Jodie Foster movie? Oh, that other movie that just came out.
Hotel Artemis.
Yes.
That was
Not this.
That one was
right.
okay. I wasn't mad that I spent 2 hours watching it.
Yes.
But I wasn't happy that I spent 2 hours watching it. I was kind of like, nah, that was
All
a
right.
thing.
So this next movie, Anthony, tell us if we have enough time for this trailer. Say, oh, it's a full 2 minutes. Maybe not. Probably.
Right, skip it.
Okay, we're gonna skip it. But this is Hellfest. This is the movie that Laura was talking about on the couch. It's basically if Halloween Horror Nights had a serial killer loose in the theme park during an event.
Now, this kind of reminds me, I have a friend who's an actor and a producer. His name is Ben Begley. He's been relatively successful. He's had
works
his...
here.
Oh, does he really?
Yeah, he does,
Oh, yeah, he's been on shows here.
Wait, Ben who?
Ben Begley?
Yeah.
He and his wife co-produced a horror film called The Funhouse Massacre, and it's a somewhat similar concept. It's not a straight similar concept, but it's somewhat similar, where escaped serial killers end up at a carnival and start killing people, and people don't kind of realize it until it's too late.
That's awesome.
So they're dead.
And it's fun,
Can't
and it's
do
kind of
anything,
it's
you know.
kind of a semi-comedy horror too, which is really good. Anthony, you know Ben?
Yeah, so you can catch him usually on Wednesdays at around 5 p.m. on the Popcorn Talk Network. He does Guilty Movie Pleasures with Jesse McIntosh. I
Oh,
believe.
nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Cross-promote that show.
There we go.
All right. Now, this next one's a tad bit like people are like, huh, is that a horror movie? October 5th. The big Marvel movie
wondering.
coming out.
Venom.
I mean, it's coming out in October for a reason. But
Cheeseman, you want to do this one?
I dig it.
He's doing a great job.
Okay.
But it looks awesome. We did see some previews at Comic-Con, got into that panel. Tom Hardy's Venom looks awesome.
I'm all
And it
for
just the footage looked pretty good. So we'll see if we see Peter Parker or
I-
Spider-Man.
They hinted,
I don't
they
know.
hinted.
Maybe. But it looks really good. So
Well, from what I'm kind of, because I've kind of been keeping my tabs on this, because this is a Sony Marvel project as
Yeah.
opposed to a quote-unquote MCU project. And I know at Sony, they're like, yeah, this is in the MCU. And like Feige over at Disney Marvel is like, yeah, we'll see about that. So...
it's not getting my
if it
Iron
makes
Man
a lot
in
of
it.
money, then yes. If it doesn't,
Yeah, so
No.
I'm interested. That my big thing is if Spider-Man doesn't tie in. If you've read the original 1980s Secret Wars, you would know that the symbiote Venom looks the way he does because he bonded with Spider-Man
Right.
and with Spider-Man's suit. That's why he's got the big white eyes and traditionally has the white spider, because he bonded with Spider-Man and Spider-Man's suit and then was separated and became its own entity and infected Eddie Brock, but maintained that look of the eyes and the spider. So those eyes that are so iconic to Venom are technically Spider-Man's eyes.
Right.
So if we're doing this story without...
That's the Todd McFarlane version of Spider-Man's eyes, I think. I may be wrong.
The guy who did Spawn?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he originally drew Spider-Man in the black suit.
Right.
Okay, yeah. Okay, I get... okay, I'm on the same page with you now. Yes, so... yeah, so... I'm just a little interested to see how they work that in and tie it in, if they do at all, or if they justify that somehow.
When we were at, what they say at Comic-Con, we were in the panel, when somebody asked him that question, what was the answer?
They kind of made it sound like no, but you said you felt like they maybe
someone said...
touching, or it could be Peter Parker
Someone
versus
goes,
Spider-Man.
they said, if Spider-Man's not in this, what about Peter Parker? They were cagey with the answers, and they just looked at each other and said, well, that would be cool. That was basically the answer. So
Interesting.
maybe Peter Parker somehow is in this. I don't know if that's Tom Holland, Peter Parker, or somebody else.
if it's not, that would be really annoying.
Yeah.
Because he is.
It's gonna be Tobey Maguire. We all know.
Yeah, what if Tobey Maguire shows up?
Andrew Garfield.
All
Or
right.
Topher Grace.
Katie, October
Yeah.
12th. Are you familiar with this movie at all?
I think I saw the other one a long time ago.
What movie is it?
Goosebumps? Is that what you're
Goosebumps
talking about,
2.
too?
Haunted Halloween.
I didn't even know
first-
they were making a second one.
The first
Like,
Goosebumps movie was so good. Jack Black as
Right.
R.L. Stein. It was
Yeah.
so good.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
I wasn't allowed to read the Goosebumps books as a kid, so you know,
Goosebumps kids books.
I wasn't allowed
Did,
to read
did
them.
you see the first Goosebumps?
I think I saw most of it.
I saw the first Goosebumps movie. Jack Black. You can't go wrong
was a
with
lot of
Jack
fun.
Black
It
for
was
the most
pretty-
part, except Orange County. That was a terrible movie. But Jack Black, you can't go wrong.
It was pretty fun. I enjoyed it.
All right.
Rigagoo.
Yeah.
Last two. We're going to let Anthony do the final one on the list.
Last three. How can you
Last
skip the
three.
most
Well,
important
one of
one?
them's not just this fall. One of them's the big movie of the year. The big movie of the year coming out October 19th. I'm going to do this one.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun. Halloween 2018.
And that's all the time we got.
That's all we got. Because I'm going to talk about. No, we will have a special show we devote to all things Halloween. John Carpenter's Halloween, this Halloween, the history of Halloween. So we're not going to spend that time now. Just suffice it to say, October 19th is going to be a very special day in the life of Jimmy Frye. All right.
Nice.
All right.
Jimbo.
So we were talking about this. What's coming out October 26th? Anybody?
Overlord.
Have you-
Description.
The zombie
J.J.
Nazi
Abrams'
movie?
Nazi zombies.
J.J. Abrams does
But
Nazi
see,
zombies.
you can't just say Nazi zombies. You have to say J.J. Abrams before that because those both say something completely different.
So is he in the movie
No.
with his TED Talk or whatever Derek wore?
It's so. Have you the trailer of this? It's like one of those AC/DC songs. Hell's Bells starts
Oh, yeah.
playing. Dun, 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 dun. Oh man, I wish we could show that trailer. We don't have time for to show the trailer now, but it's so great. Anthony, what is November 2nd, right after Halloween?
Oh my god, guys, I am so excited for this film.
Yeah?
November 2nd is gonna be.
Yes!
I'm sorry, that is. Okay.
It works every time.
All right, so the film is gonna be Suspiria, which is it's a modern remake on the original Suspiria.
Which is one of your favorites, right?
It's one of my favorite horror films. Yes, it's stylistically one of my favorite horror films because of just how gorgeous and beautiful the color is. The color and the lighting is. It's really fantastic. If you haven't seen Suspiria, check it out and then watch the new one on November 2nd.
Fantastic. That wraps up all of our. Did we miss any films that you guys are aware of that I did not put on this list? Because these are theatrical release films. We didn't hit the Netflix films. We didn't hit the video on demand for the most part.
When's the Haunted Mansion movie coming out? That's what I want
That's
to
a
know.
good question.
you mean the one that should technically be the first movie, but it won't be because they have terrible.
Guillermo del Toro. He was signed on to do a scary version of the Haunted Mansion, so we could all forget the Eddie Murphy version.
Yeah, no, I'm saying that.
Did you bring it back, Eddie, for this?
No, there's no Eddie in this one. This one's he wants to make it scary, and Guillermo, he's the only one who can do it.
I feel like
wanna-
there's another movie, but I can't think of what it is at the moment, so I'm sorry.
If those of you who are watching or listening, if we have forgotten a movie that we need to talk about, please let us know. All right, so we have one last thing to show you. I don't have time to go over it, but we were going to go over some. This is the 40th anniversary of Halloween, but it's also the 40th anniversary of a couple of other films. It is the 40th anniversary of Dawn of the Dead. George Romero's Dawn of the Dead, considered by many to be the best of the Dead films. Also, this is the 40th anniversary of the extreme revenge film I Spit on Your Grave. Have you guys seen that one? And this is also the 40th anniversary of the Invasion of the Body Snatchers remake, the one with Donald Pleasance. This is also the 40th anniversary of Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. Have you guys ever seen it?
Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
So you have seen it.
Oh, yeah.
It's the movie where they stop the Killer Tomatoes by playing bad music because they just can't take the bad music. It's considered by Siskel and Ebert to be the worst movie of all time. They have not seen The Room. And then it is also the 40th anniversary of Piranha. Joe Dante did that film.
I love
the
that
original
one.
Piranha. And also because in recognition of The Meg and of the 40th anniversary of
Jaws 2?
Jaws 2. We have
The
this
Revenge.
Jaws 2. No, that's 4.
No,
That's 4. That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Jaws 3 3D just showed this past weekend at the Egyptian Theater in 3D. And then, in recognition of Jaws 2, we have a Jaws 1 special scare gym tonight to end our show.
I haven't seen this. I'm so excited.
It's not that funny.
I think they're all funny, but
All right,
you know,
here
that's
we go.
just
This
me.
was at Jaws.
This is at a 40th
The first
anniversary
one's 40th
screening.
anniversary.
And that's me sitting there.
Oh,
I have no idea.
I like how you're just slowly inching up. Jaws.
Are you eating popcorn
Yes.
there? Those Sour Patch
Beautiful
Kids?
bald patch.
Oh, it's my old Jaws shirt. I miss it.
So we were at a 40th anniversary screening at Universal Studios of Jaws, and I had no idea this.
Oh, is that the new, like, you know,
There we go.
intros?
Cheeseman, where can they find the Scare Gym videos?
You can. Well, this one's not on Instagram yet, but you can go to YouTube, the Scare Gym channel.
He'll be putting those all on YouTube. We got some more coming out. It's a series of videos of me being scared, but we're also going to try to get all you guys in on the action very soon.
He just doesn't want to get scared.
I just hate being scared. Anyways, thank you guys for tuning in this week. This has been a fantastic week. We could keep going on. If Laura was here, we would thank her, but she had to run out. She's a busy, busy lady. So we thank Laura. Make sure you guys check out ScareLA. It's one of the best horror conventions you are apt to go to. My name is Jim. You can find me at The Scare Guy on Twitter. Where can we find everybody else?
You can find me on Instagram at Katie's Fairy Tale, or you can find me on Twitter at KT_Christine.
Mike GDQ, you can find me on Instagram at Mike GDQ. I'm always posting fun horror stuff up there.
Nice.
Yo, I'm Ben Kliewer. You can find me on all social media at BENKLIEWER. And you can see me on the season finale of Strange Angel on CBS All Access.
And I'm Cheeseman on the Couch. You can find me on Twitter at CheeseOnCouch and on thescareguy.com.
All right. The Scare Guy is taking a couple of weeks break because we got to be in a wedding in Europe. Ah, that stinks. But anyways.
We're going to be on a plane with the Migs.
Gotta go buy a white shirt tonight with cufflinks. Anyways.
It's already bought. Amazon.
Amazon solves all the problems. Anyways, thank you guys for tuning in. We will see you guys next time. Thank you everybody for coming tonight.
Thank
Been
you.
a good show. Bye.
From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire Popcorn Talk Network, we would like to thank you for tuning in. For questions or comments, be sure to visit popcorntalk.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of the Popcorn Talk Network.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only, do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.